It is 6:13. Saturday is Veterans Day, a day to honor those who have served our country, but sadly, many of them are not getting the resources they need.
One veteran's family called our consumer investigative reporter Grace White for help, and she joins us live in studio right now with their story. Grace, good morning.
Good morning, Kimberly and Steph. This is a concerned daughter who was really out of options. She called us asking for help. Her dad is a World War II veteran, and she's been trying for more than a year to get him benefits from the VA.
It's heartbreaking because you know how much time you've sacrificed.
Zelda Dashiell has been drowning in paperwork.
So this is the letter you got.
The letter came in August from the VA, denying benefits to her father, Walter Dashiell. He's a 95-year-old World War II veteran.
He really needs help. I mean, that's why I reached out, because I don't know what else to do.
She says without that assistance, her dad won't be able to afford his senior living apartment in Sugar Land.
Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah.
This is you in the Army.
That's me in the Army.
When we contacted the VA, a spokesperson told us Dashiell's records were lost in a fire in 1973. In a statement, they said, "We have flagged Mr. Dashiell's file for priority processing based on financial hardship and age, and are working closely with him, his family, and the National Archives and Records Administration to reconstruct his records." But when we checked with the National Archives, they told us something different.
How long does that process take to issue that certificate of service for a veteran whose records were lost?
So if we have enough information and we don't have any problems, we have an auxiliary record in our holdings, it can be done pretty quickly.
In fact, Director Scott Levins told us Dashiell's records were already done, completed in July at the family's request.
So when we get a request from a veteran and we don't have an official military personnel folder, and based on the dates of service and the branch of service, we surmise it was lost in the fire, then we can go to these alternate sources to try to reconstruct the basic service.
The government estimates around 18 million veterans lost their records in the fire. Since then, they've restored around 6 million. Dashiell grateful to be one of them, hoping it will no longer be a barrier to getting benefits.
Are you hopeful that the VA will reconsider your case?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
What would you tell them?
Well, I need help.
Now, we've been calling about Mr. Dashiell's case for weeks, and finally we heard from the VA beginning this week. He's been approved for 20 hours a week of home health aid. One step in the right direction.
Definitely. Could more veterans run into the same problem, you think?
Yes, we learned that specifically veterans from just before World War I through the 1960s, and primarily it was Army and Air Force records that were damaged in that fire. There's a form you can fill out if this impacts you or a loved one who served. We have it for you on KHOU.com.
Very important information to get out there. I didn't realize about a third had only been restored, those records you were talking about. So this information can help a lot of people. Grace White, thank you so much. And if you have a problem, Grace can help. You can send her an email or call her at the number you see on your screen. We'll be right back.